Welcome, everybody. Let's hope that we're off to a real start this time. This is about take 3 of this morning's highlights from the Silver Linings Playbook. We're having a bit of technical difficulties. I did one actually at 11:30 because we're supposed to be 11:30 at 11:30. And it disappeared. It's somewhere in the cyber world, and I have no idea why that happened. So I'm running take 2 now. It's more like 1:30. And I was reminded that for some people who may be watching this for the first time, I should explain why we call it 11:30 at 11:30 highlights from the Silver Linings Play. I do 11 minutes and 30 seconds because that's the length of a segment on my radio show, on Change It Up Radio with Paula here in San Diego. And so I just decided, since that was a time frame I was used to, I would just go with 11 minutes and 30 seconds of my content for this little segment that I'm doing for you guys. And remember that the whole reason we're gathering for this little segment is to uplift each other, to find ways to feel better, to live happier, to be more content and more at peace during these rather crazy times that we're living through right now. So I wanted to start this morning by talking a little bit about my trip to the store. So I fall in that age range of people who get to go into the store early. The first couple of hours are supposed to be for those with gray hair and advanced years. And so I went to the market this morning. I really only needed 3 things. I walked out $143 later, which is part of the craziness, I think. Somehow there's this part of you that goes, yeah, but they might never have it again. Or, yeah, but we might not be able to get back here again. And then this weirdness kicks in and you're buying more things than you really need. So, full confession today, I succumbed to that craziness. But what I noticed when I was walking around the market, and by the way, I'm wearing this hat today because I bought it in Italy, and I'm wearing it in solidarity with our Italian brothers and sisters, and just all my well wishes that they heal quickly and that they're back to normal life very, very soon. All right, so back to my trip to the store this morning. What I noticed today that was different, because this is about the first time I've been in a couple of weeks, the one thing that's consistent is there's still no toilet paper. Now there's no Kleenex either, or paper towels. So who knew? One of my favorite little lines on the internet these days is, whoever thought it'd be easier to get weed than toilet paper? For people in my generation, that's really very funny. Anyway, but what I noticed today that was kind of disturbing is it's almost like people are afraid to look at you. Many of them had masks on, many of them had gloves on. But the last time I was there, we were all kind of smiling with each other, and it was like there was this camaraderie, we were all in it together. But what I noticed today was there was almost this fearfulness about people, and they didn't want to smile. They certainly didn't want to interact with you. And we were all very careful about keeping our distance. But what I've decided, and I hope you'll join me, is that wherever I go these days, I'm going to be smiling at people, and I'm going to be saying, hi, how are you doing? And one of the things I loved yesterday when I called my doctor's office, and I talked to like 3 different people, everyone at the end of the conversation said, stay safe. And I love that, and I'm finding I'm saying that to people now too, because it feels like we're in this thing together, and we're coming together to pull for each other. And I like that. I really like that. So wherever you go, even if nobody around you is smiling, even if they're all wearing masks and gloves and acting a little bit fearful of you and praying you won't break the 6-foot distance, still give them a smile and say something to them. And make maybe a little, how you doing? Or wow, isn't this crazy? Something like we used to do with each other before the world turned into the pandemic of coronavirus. Let's remember who we are at our cores. And at our cores, we're herding mammals. We like being with the herd, and we like interacting with the herd. So let's do that. Let's keep doing that. Now, I promised you today that I would share some tips with you for ways that you can stay calm, that you can shift your energy and maybe feel a little more uplifted if you start feeling down or anxious or fearful. So the first one I want to share with you is a breath that I developed a few years ago when I first launched my grief book, Grief, When Will This Pain Ever End? And the book is full of lots of processes to help people to calm, to feel more at peace, to feel a little more sense of control. And the Lord knows we need that now. So this one is called the head and heart breath. And so a couple of your fingers go right here on the side of the eye point. It's a meridian point, and it's not on the temple, it's on the bone. And then a couple fingers go right here at conception 19. This is a powerful meridian point as well. And then you just simply close your eyes and breathe. Nice, easy, natural breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out evenly. And you'll just start noticing that you feel a sense of calm. Now, some people really like right hand up on the side of the eye point, and some like left hand. And you can just exchange hands, it's no problem. In fact, I kind of suggest you try it both ways and see what works best for your energy system. Now, the second breath that I really love that can be great for anxiety and for calming you is called square breathing. We talked about it a little bit a few days ago, but I just want to review that. So square breathing is into the count of 4 or 6 if you like a deeper breath. Hold to the count of 4. Release to the count of 4. Hold out to the count of 4. Hence the name square breathing. So let's try it together. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. And in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. And that one is great in that it's getting oxygen to the brain, which is a problem when you're anxious. There's a shortage of oxygen to your brain. It's getting oxygen to the brain, and it's giving you something to focus on other than whatever's causing your anxiety or your worry. Okay, another one that I really love that's great for self-acceptance, great for just calming and feeling at one with yourself. We have these points right here in the upper chest, like midway between collarbones and breasts. And they're right in this zone, and if we rub them in an outward direction, while we say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself with all my problems, challenges, and strengths. And again, I deeply and completely love and accept myself with all my problems, challenges, and strengths. And one more time, we do it 3 times. I deeply and completely love and accept myself with all my problems, challenges, and strengths. try that one. It's great. And what I find is even more powerful is if you do it in front of a mirror, looking into your own eyes. That's really cool. And then one more, the occipital hold, which is simply one hand across the forehead and the other at the base of the skull. And remember, your fingers are always putting out electrical output, and they make contact with these neurovascular points that are very powerful. So, putting one hand across the forehead, the other at the base of the skull, and just keep them there for about 3 minutes. You can even do this while you're kicking back, like on the sofa or in a chair or something. And sometimes that's even a little bit easier and more relaxing. So, we are getting close to our time. I wanted to read you something today because remember I told you it's important we keep our senses of humor about us during this time. And one of the things I've always loved about Americans is we love to laugh and we have great senses of humor. So I'm going to share this with you today. It was online this morning. Dear single friends, stay positive and optimistic. After 3 weeks of lockdown, there will be plenty of divorces and new opportunities. I thought that was a good one. So listen, speaking of that, please send me funny things that you've read, text them to me or message them to me. Share your stories with me in messages so I can share them on this segment because we want to share positive information. And one other thing I wanted to tell you, I will not be doing this segment for the next 3 days because I'm going to be in an online workshop with Sandra and Daniel Biskind. They do some amazing work. I would Google them if I were you and look into the work they do. But I'll have lots to share with you, I'm sure, after the next 3 days. So I'll be back on Monday. And let's all remember again, 8 o'clock tonight, step out on your front porch and start clapping and cheering for the first responders, for the doctors and nurses, the fire people, the police, everybody who's working so hard right now to keep us safe. All right, until Monday, take care of yourselves, keep yourselves smiling, and don't forget our mascot. Let's all be like quokkas. That's a little guy that's ready to embrace life. Okay, see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.